can download for free.
It's a free game.
Some information about this game. They make $5 million per day.
Ooh. How? It's a free game.
By item.
$5 million per day.
Ooh.
How? It's a free game.
But yeah,
And
by lifeline power.
it's a software. With software, we have very low operation cost. There is no payment for the medium of distribution. Google Play is free, and I think App Store uploaded it on App Store is just one time $20, something like that.
It's free.
Free. For free. So no money, no cost for distribution. They only pay for some servers around the world to host the game, which is not expensive. But let's say all the operation cost is and maintenance cost is about $1 million per day, which is impossible. I think it's about $10,000 per day. Best worst case scenario. Let's say it's $1 million per day, and they pay 33% taxes. They still remain about $3 million net income per day. For what?
Just a game.
Not even complex game. In terms of software engineering, software development, graphic design, it's a very easy project. A complex game in terms of implementation and those sort of technical issues is again like, for example, Call of Duty, Destiny. Those are complex games, very expensive to develop, very difficult. But this game, not even close. It probably has had initially 5, 10, 15 developers. I could say 5. Very small company. Not even professional developers, because it's not complex. I'm guessing most of the developers were students. They make $5 million per day for a game, which is free.
Which language is it developed in? Is it developed in C# or Java?
20 syntax develops. User. Active user.
Active user. That's why they make Java.
They have 29.5 million active players.
29.5 million active
It
users
means they
in the
play
game.
daily. 29.5
There are
million
over
active
29.5
players.
million
29.5.
You're out of the loop if you don't play this game.
I'm one of them.
Millions of dollars.
I wasn't
After the
until
series.
recently.
What do you say?
A few months ago, actually.
What level?
50% of their income comes from only 10% of the player. 10% of the player, 50% of that income, $2.5 million per day, only 10% of the players, of the clients. The rest, they don't pay, or they're like me, they don't pay at all. One of the top players spend $7,000 a month in this game, and it's only 10% of his income of this game. Players making money, even players making money. You may ask how. I'm not in that level yet, but I hear that they
Players
train
make money.
camps, they go to the high level and then they sell it. Expensive.
I know
They
that.
sell training
I know
for the
that.
game?
Come again?
What are they selling for the game? Sorry.
Their camp.
Their camps.
Because basically you have a village, you need to develop your village in this game. It takes lots of time.
Yeah.
It takes, for example, a year to get around level 100 if you're an active player. And then they sell it. So I think they have several tablets with different accounts, and they played all the game, all those things, because the system, the developers or designers of this game are very smart. You can be an active player of this game and spend only 15 minutes playing each day. Because the actual time that you're playing is about 5 minutes in an hour at high levels. So you can be an active player while you are sitting in metro, the train, or you're watching your favorite movie. They're very smart. We have lots of these examples. Angry Birds, 3 years ago. The first time that I play a game, it's a very stupid game because I was into serious games.
Candy Crush.
I haven't tried that one.
Yeah.
But in a year, that company went boom, making millions and millions each month out of a stupid game, which is not even considered a medium complexity software.
Come on, man.
It lets complexity.
It's I think it's a little bit less complex than that, but still, this one isn't. I can't actually
You need a candle.
classify this game as a medium complexity either, because if you see this game as a complex game, then what do you call Destiny? That would be huge complexity. I'm talking about implementation details, technical issues, software development, graphical design, and those sort of things. This is easy. They probably spend 2, 3, 4 months to develop this game. Not more than that, 5 or 6 developers. But they have something that make them extremely successful. Guess what?
Microtransactions.
Coins.
Talking about the idea. They had a novel, creative idea.
Sorry?
And they have enough knowledge to realize that idea. They didn't need advanced software engineering and game design knowledge. Most of the games most likely are provided by game design tools that do most of the part of the game, that generate most of the part of the games automatically. So there probably is some coding involved, some designing, but not too much.
Do you know if this is made with a particular game
No.
engine?
I'm not into game design. I'm not a game designer. But I understand the project because it's still a software project. It doesn't matter what sort of projects, it's still a software. It still follows the principles of software engineering and software production. So they have an idea. It was a great idea. And they develop it. They had the knowledge.
They have the one A.
This is the power of software industry. And there is no other business like software industry that can make you rich easily. It's not rocket science. And rocket science does not make even close to that money.
Started really hard.
Another example, WhatsApp.
Yeah.
A very simple software, a very simple example of socket programming. It's a networking programming thing. It's still programming, but on networking level.
Sorry, what was the phrase?
Socket.
Socket.
Socket. Like
A very simple software.
I
They
think
sold it
that's
last
socket.
year, $2-3 billion
In Java.
to
Like it takes message
Facebook.
from- I mean it.
similar Minecraft.
It's tutorial
Mine-
on the
Minecraft
YouTube.
was, no, not Minecraft. What is that name? Flappy Bird?
Oh,
They sold it to Google.
Wow.
I think they sold it. He sold it. It was only one developer. He sold it to Google. How much? A few $1 million.
A flag like this
That game is as a level of a student project. Flappy Bird. And he sold it for a few $1 million. We are dealing with an endless possibilities. Nothing stops you of being extremely successful in software industry. Because it's very easy to have a software company. You register your company, $150. You need your computers, which you already have, and the location of your company is your bedroom. Then you team up with some of your colleagues and fellow students. Each of you work from your home. Or if you want to work together, you can put some of these desks in a garage, one of your garage, and run your company. And then publish your work online, on Google App, on App Store, on Windows App Store,
But you don't do
with
that.
no
He said
cost.
you want the original recordings I have to on at my time.
Maybe you need to pay for some subscriptions
I need
if
a
you
reliable
if you need a specific software, development IDEs or designing tools, which there are monthly subscriptions, $100 per month, something like that. So all you need is a computer, Visual Studio or other software development tools that you need, and some food to help you survive. And internet. What would be the operation cost of your company? A few $100, $300, $400, $500 per month. and then you can start coding, producing your own products. And you can do it as soon as next year. Because by next year, you will have the basic knowledge to create practical software, level 6. All you need is ideas and knowledge to implement those ideas. We can't give you those ideas, but we can help you gain the knowledge. So in 5 years, if I see you and you're not a billionaire, there are only 2 reasons. First, I'm getting to it. First, you don't want to be a billionaire? Then I will ask you why. You would say, okay, money is not everything. I said, okay, yes, money is not everything, but it's 99.99% of everything. And remember, you're producing a stuff, you're creating things. And when you see people use your products, it's a very good feeling. I experienced this feeling with my research work. When I see people refer to my publications, they cite my work, they read my work, it gives me great pleasure. The only missing component is that 99.99% money. So I will ask you why. That's a different story. The second option is you're not rich because either you're not creative enough, like me, or you're creative, but you don't have the knowledge. So nothing stops you to be a billionaire very soon. Nothing. It's not difficult because developing these games are not difficult. And it's get easier every day. But having ideas and creativity and dedication to realize those ideas is something else. That is something that you need to find yourself, in yourselves. So here we help you to gain that knowledge. We give you the foundations, the basics to create amazing products like this. How many of you don't want to be extremely rich? Everyone? You don't want to? Oh, you're already rich.
No. I'm just not driven by money. There's more to life.
Yeah, there are more to life. But of course, it would be great if you have some beach houses in Hawaii and a personal jet
We're talking
to
about
fly there easily.
talking about money.
One of those beautiful boats.
I'll fly in first class. I
MSI.
don't need a jet.
Oh, okay. So
Our
you're still
studio.
rich enough to
Yeah, I'll
travel first class.
You're gonna develop a
Well, I can't even
Okay.
travel. What game? Well, anyway, it was just a remotivation speech.
just want to be their assistant.
Just remember, in 5 years, if you're a billionaire, come and thank me. Okay? I helped you to be billionaire.
Are you motivated to study loops?
No.
I think we should join this.
It's loops again.
We should just ask him.
We were talking about generating random numbers
Then you know.
on Tuesday.
No.
So let's have an example on that.
Now is more important than creativity. Let's do this.
We want to have a program that generates 100 random numbers between 10 and 15 and calculates their total sum.
Question. Other random command generates only integer number.
I think so. Most, yeah, I think it generates integers. I have to check the my Visual Studio blueprints. So we can start coding.
So we've done Carol.
Yeah.
We've done it. No, we haven't done
No,
the
we
sum.
We haven't done it.
We haven't done the sum.
We've done some.
I showed you how to generate random numbers,
Loss.
and we have examples of how to calculate total sum. Merge to code. You're still drinking coffee.
You know what he means by creativity? I totally misunderstood what
I
he means
saw
by
her
creativity.
this morning.
Creativity is like when you have knowledge and you start working on one
She looks better
particular
now.
work. You need to apply that your creativity in that
So
into
it's
that
not-
work.
it's not
just
precisely
your ideas, your
decaffeine,
things.
it's encaffeine,
by
yeah?
words. You say everyone has that creativity, but how are you gonna like use your creativity into the work? Including coding. Some people are like, oh, that's like really into coding. That's very now less creativity.
We're having the sum. We need the sum. Yeah. We did this the other day.
We did something really similar. Random. Number between 10 and 1. I don't remember. I got no way of telling what's right though.
how do we calculate total sum?
No idea.
We need an empty glass
Yes.
or an empty variable, and every time that we have a number to add it up, we add it to the content, to the previous content of the glass. So I put all the code that you need to create a random number into just this box, whatever you need to create a random number. So this is that empty variable. It has to be initialized because we have to say this is an empty glass. So we initialize it by 0. We need a loop that repeats or counts 100 times. This is the for loop. We create a random number and add it to the sum variable. Create the next random number, add it to the previous content, and keep repeating for 100 times. And at the end, when we finish iterating through the loop, we print the total sum. Every time you want to calculate total sum, total reduction, total multiplication, total division, that's the same algorithm, but for multiplication and division, you have to initialize the variable by 1 instead of 0.
Sorry, what's the problem with initializing it as 1 instead of 0? Sum is equal to 0.
We have to say it must be 0 because we are calculating total sum. We are adding numbers. So if you say anything else instead of 0, then the result would be incorrect because x plus 0 equals x. X plus anything else is not x. But if you are doing multiplication, it has to be 1. Because if you multiply anything by 1, by 0, the result is 0. And we divide everything by 0, the result is error.
Does it not have to be between 10 and
We need a loop that iterates 100 times. So doesn't matter what is the initial value of the counter and here, as long as it iterates 100 times.
But in the question it says between 10 and 500.
Yes, to create the random number between 50 and 500.
How's your matrix UI?
We need 100 random numbers between 5 and 500.
Oh, you got it?
That 5 and 500 goes here. When you generate a random number.
Is this hard to make? What do I do? So I just... you get
What?
It doesn't work?
What is S num? S num is the random number.
So did
why do you
create APK?
just instead of using S num, you said random number?
How do you run
That S num variable is redundant. You don't need it.
Just do it. Just installs it. Probably gonna install package or something.
Just put it.
Yo, your app is broken. I want a refund.
Place.
Is that usually have like a house?
Create another one.
Is there another one in there? What kind of fun is that?
Put just the same random numbers and
No. If you put the random declaration inside the loop, yes, you don't get the correct result. But this time, no, it's just random. Can be anything.
every time you run the program, it's a different.
It should be different.
You don't need to see the number.
I like how it
It's random, so it doesn't matter what number it is. You just read number.
That's the same
Does it randomize
And to answer your previous question,
hex code or what?
Okay, I have 10 minutes in this right now. And I say it's not true. Yeah.
to answer your previous question, yes, it always generates an integer random number. You see this int here? This is the type of data that this function generates, and it's integer. So it's always create an integer.
Can you say double random number?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
Not with this class, with this card.
I can use the one to do that.
You can create a random double, use two random variables, one to create the integer part and another to create the double part, and then attach them. Then you have double random numbers.
Nice.
Well, that's the creativity part. If you need that.
Like what's the difference between
A class and a command.
Really that complicated though?
Command,
As far as
these
like
are all the
input
statements.
systems go?
Class is one of the statements. Is one of the.
I guess
We talked about it.
design so
You'll be confused now. How many of you coded this program without copying my code?
Copied my old code.
Good. How about the rest of you?
just modify the old.
Then you need to push a little bit harder. Any question here? Questions? Next example, write a program to read 10 numbers and find the maximum. On lecture 5, I presented you with an algorithm to find a maximum or minimum of any number, a string of numbers. Go back to that slide, read the algorithm, and then design a flowchart for this example.
Are you going to talk at all about pseudocode tests today?
What do you want to know about?
I want to know.
I will
when you
give
say
you anything, something like that, problem statement, and I ask you to design a flowchart for it.
So we're just making
On a
flow-
paper.
We're just making a flowchart.
Only the flowchart, no coding involved.
Yeah, but we're not actually writing out a bunch of pseudocode, right?
Pseudocoding can be anything. Flowchart is one of the pseudocodes.
How strict is pseudocode anyway? Like, are you going to be quite
Depends.
strict on what we
You
write?
can
or-
use some other pseudocoding techniques are simple English,
Yeah,
structured English.
yeah.
There are different techniques, but I prefer flowchart.
But I can use statements like if and int and that kind of thing. That's
On
all.
those, if you use English-based pseudocode, yes.
Okay.
I prefer the graphical version, which is flowchart.
No, I will bring the flowchart. I'm just asking in terms of the stuff we write in the flowchart.
In the flowchart, exactly the same flowchart that we designed, the same notation, similar similar symbols, everything the same.
Sorry, so you wanted us to bring it to on a loop?
No, not find the loop. There was an algorithm to find maximum or minimum. Find that algorithm and then design a flowchart for this
See
example.
whether we are creative enough to do this.
Where is it?
That's what we mean by creativity.
Lecture 5, I think.
No.
Decision making.
You misunderstood the creed.
Somewhere later.
Okay, I misunderstood.
It's not academic.
Is there a minimum and maximum function or
I
something?
still can't find it. I think it's given. Where is it? This? Oh, I can't get like hundred something. DVR lots per day.
The 5. How do you get all those sticks on stuff? Sticks. I don't like
No.
I used one that
this
has tabs, but it matches. Use all the just blocking features. Okay. Yeah, 5 did
The first number is
Number 20.
You need to first number before entering the loop, because you're assuming the first number in maximum. So basically, the algorithm to find minimum or maximum in a string of numbers is to assume the first number is maximum and then compare max with each of the remaining numbers. Every time you see a number bigger than maximum, you need to update max. At the end, when you finish comparing max with each of the numbers, you just need to print max because max automatically holds the biggest or largest number.
Is that an algorithm, is it?
That is an algorithm. Regardless of the number, how many numbers you have, or the type of the data, you can apply this algorithm.
There is a.
Yes.
Could you just, so the for
That's
statement
interesting. That's tricky.
is like this, right? And there's another part, isn't there?
It's
This is part 1, 2, 3, 4, exit. Make sure to share your video.
Yeah.
Someone recording?
She's recording
Oh,
And then.
from what?
that. And Clash of Clans.
Oh, true.
It was a good advertisement for Clash of Clans, wasn't
What was
it?
that?
It's on
I think
TV.
they need to pay me.
I'll make sure they
Are you in there ripping
tag
your
it
shirt?
in so that they
No,
know
I'm
you-
not.
Nah, you should have given us like a website with your little code in it. And get a kickback.
Well, it doesn't have any sort of those advantages. Referring other. Well, I think they need to include that in their marketing system too.
They might in a way of like,
It's taking
your friend
this long.
joins, you get something for free.
Yeah.
It's not quite.
For now, it's not that. Not like that.
Still thinking.
What are you doing?
No charge.
It's interesting how we
No
don't
way
even
of
try to
charging.
solve numbers. I guess we don't.
The program will be set.
Oh.
I tried it morning and seeing that.
Anything that makes you happy is okay.
Do you know how to make Visual Studio?
I haven't used Studios. I haven't tried it yet. You know what?
So I just asked
With like the input and output boxes,
Okay,
is
Google
find to just
on
right?
YouTube.
Yeah.
No, I know the shape, but is it find to just right? Like,
You just every time you want to read, you said read whatever you want to read.
Yeah,
Read
got
X.
it.
yeah.
If you want to print, you said write or print X.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all.
Oh, easy.
So where is it?
Art and the art.
Architecture. I don't have that.
You know, professional. Go in the file.
Hmm.
You open. And then
Oh, file. No. Project.
go in the
New. It's new.
go in the view. View. You can put art. Go in the project.
Hmm?
Upgraded man. See, ultimate is better than expression.
Probably.
I told you.
No, it's probably somewhere, but you can find it out. Kingdom.
Maybe enlightened.
No.
Hmm.
There we go. Which is what? Man.
Anyone wants to try the algorithm, the flowchart? Anyone to share?
I have to test on this next week.
1, 2, 3.
Design the flowchart first, test the flowchart, and then code the flowchart.
How do you design the project in Visual Studio?
On a piece of it.
On a piece of paper, they hand you in.
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah. That's what it said about.
So it's on the paper actually. On the paper.
Maybe paper or even if you want to do it on the computer, that's what it said in the last.
So how do you start it? So by hand? In the future, it's like possible.
That's
Put
pretty
in the
good.
computer.
Yeah.
Only
It's a
something
creativity.
missing.
This
We
see,
assume the
this is
first
called
number
creativity.
is
And
and
maximum,
putting inside that skill.
and then we do that.
That
No.
is
You
a creativity.
initialize
That's
the number
coming up
with
with a different
max by
idea.
0.
Putting imagination. That's your
First, you
imagination.
need to
This is
read
creative,
the first
how
number,
creative you are.
assume, and then
Implement
assume it's
that
maximum, and then
creativity
enter.
into that skill. That's not.
No.
Okay, I mean,
No.
any number that is.
This is called creativity.
What
Any number is
if the
gonna be bigger than
user?
0.
What if the user
Future,
doesn't
like,
enter a
marketing
positive
here.
number?
Anyone saying something to China?
Your result will be
Okay.
0,
Okay.
Go to
but
China.
user
This
never
is
enters
creativity.
0.
Destination.
So can we?
Nah.
Read the first
And
number,
implement that.
assume it's
Time
max, and then keep reading, and then enter them.
Can we just not assign any number?
Read, you have to read
So
the
how do
first
you
number
keep
and assume,
looking?
and assume it's
And how do
max.
you can you minimize?
You can't just simply
Yeah, I guess you
assume
can't
0 is one of the numbers.
I guess you can't say. I guess you can't assign it and then ask if it's greater than something.
Well, the program only
This is
asks the
tricky
user to
answer.
enter numbers.
This is an
Doesn't
exam.
it?
Different rules.
It's the program who needs to decide what's the maximum, not the user. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
99% of your code is correct.
Right. Do I have to put it out of loop? Do I have to do that?
Yes.
Put this
It's before you enter the loop.
outside the loop.
I mean here.
Now
Yeah.
it's working.
This
Right,
one?
that is working now. So let's try this. Let's enter first number.
What's this?
Maybe 13. No, it's like that. Why not?
Please enter first number. Please enter now.
Okay, this can be fixed later on. You should put this on the outside of follow and then others put in the follow inside.
I don't understand this. I prefer follow chart.
70, 80, 82. What the fuck is that?
No, it's fine. It's another pseudocoding thing. The pseudocoding technique. But for this paper, it's follow chart.
We're just gonna do it on a piece of paper. That's it.
Flow chart? For the test you make on the paper. All this code.
Sorry?
All this code.
Oh, old school, yeah, okay. What? Old school method. So any just piece of paper, just design.
Oh,
and-
school
and
method.
just- yeah.
Old school method. Okay. So maximum is 100. That's
You know now you need to be coding now.
Correct.
Instead you're
So
doing use case.
here, next is this. Without this, you can't do this. This is the
Would you like to go and rest
so
somewhere?
you asked me that, right? So put it here outside.
Would you like to see the notes?
So first is for the
There's like a medical room like up on the third floor, I think. Is that right? You should
when
reserve.
you enter, it
I
goes
don't
to
know. Well, we have a research room.
9
When I need a nap,
Please enter.
I go to this research room and do some research.
Enter the number.
That. First
Sometimes
number.
we need it.
Sometimes you need to close your eyes and visualize.
Oh, you were visualized.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
If you say so.
It's so complicated. Console, blah, 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 every single time.
Yeah.
What is CTRC11? What is CTRC11?
Less than 11.
It's if it's the condition checking, it should go here. Okay, and since you read the first number here,
Too much fudge.
you need a loop that
Come on, I
counts
have that
10
one. I
times,
have
not
that
even
one.
not
Come
10,
on.
9 times, not 10 times. We have
It's
only
not
10
nice.
numbers.
This left one. This one.
and the condition should goes here. The loop condition is here,
Just like
but
so.
the rest is okay.
It's like a bicycle. Oh, that's the one.
You see what I'm saying?
Can you see
Loop
if it has
condition
any
goes
on
here.
Yeah, it's gonna be
There is
It's
a.
gonna be
Do
there?
you know the button to turn off the overwrite when you type? Because it's like there's like a key that
What do you mean override? Oh yeah, it's insert.
insert.
It's insert. It's override.
Is that useful?
Me
Why
too.
is it so dry?
I heard that too.
What?
Well, I
Is it
suppose
so
it's
dry?
useful because it's with all the keyboards.
You should try Licorice.
Did you see what I'm talking about? Look at there. First read the first number, assume the number is max, and then enter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. It's this one. It's fine.
Do we have piece of paper and a pen? I want to try that thing. Do you
I
have a,
have pen, but no piece of paper.
do you have a pen? I think I give you paper like that. Right?
Have this one.
Let's start.
Oh, I'm gonna keep it, give it to him on Friday.
More points.
Just he forgot this. like a John style.
I think this is not very nice.
You have some lights now.
Can you have the paper, please?
Yes.
No, I don't want to use that. No.
You had
It's
three, huh?
correctly.
It's a typo because of that pen.
What?
Is it?
Then eat it.
I didn't know that. Thanks for
Do
reminding
it,
me.
go do it.
Okay, let's starting point. Read number, starting point, read number, and the next number.
Okay, guys. So we read the first number. We assume the first number is the maximum. Then we enter the loop. Since we already got the first number from the user,
Still works, but
we need a loop that counts 9 times. Because we have 10 numbers, we read the first number here, there are 9 other numbers remaining. So this loop only counts 9 times. Inside the loop, we read the next number, we compare the new number with max. If it's bigger than max, then we need to update max. If it's not bigger, then the current value of max is correct. We go back, read the next number, compare, update if necessary, and keep repeating for 9 times. At the end, when we finish with the loop, we print max.
But it's low. That goes to the low. Like this. Oh, terminated. Then we print that and then add. See what you made. Got it. Straight. you want to do this? Just like Superman on top of that, and then and connect those two, and then put the creativity
In the pocket.
in
In the pen.
between the starting point and the end point.
Something will come and join that shit.
What do you think? Like if I go swap one of this with one piece of paper, is a deal or not?
I think they're not gonna, they're not gonna take it from me.
I'm gonna keep that and give it to you on Friday. You just on the table last Thursday. So I'm making notes.
I'm not fish with a big fat drop. Why it's giving me
I'll make a cookie note and then we can receive my note and cover it by hand.
for
What was the occasion?
program.
Where you at?
It's serious?
But for this, I only have to do this 2 more times.
Sumanan? Sumanan? And Alamin? Don't forget to attend the tutorial tomorrow.
Post group.
Prem?
Are you attending the tutorial this one?
Prem?
But how does it know? It's not.
Shelly?
Yeah, we don't have.
Arlene?
It's not necessary.
She's away.
Yeah, I know. Ismail? Don't forget to attend the tutorial tomorrow. Jury?
Sure. It's out.
Also, the straight
Ready?
away. Sure.
Shelby
Don't
not
attend.
coming. Shelby is not here. Sharon? Melanie?
I think you recorded my talk.
Jared?
I'm sure we did.
Ian?
Shouldn't do. I didn't. Put it.
And Kuni?
Smile for the camera. Thanks.
Sonia?
Come on.